who actually pays close attention to stocks. For you, this is a bottom-up process. Speaking about Tesla, its shares have increased by 80% so far this year, but over the last year, they have decreased by 35%. Over the past year, the price of this stock has fluctuated between $381 and $108. Such a high degree of volatility. Yes, quite the journey. I agree with that. If you are holding off from buying Tesla shares or adding to the ones that you already have, then this could be the video that's going to change your mind, as American stock investor Ron Barron reveals something interesting about Tesla, meaning what? Yeah, so they did 310,000 cars in a quarter, and people said, well, they should have done 317,000 cars in a quarter, and but at one point the plant in China was closed for about 4 or 5 days and on their supply chain problems in this period of time. And so everyone's focused on with this quarter with 310,000 cars. In 4 years, 3 years, they're going to be doing $1 million a quarter, not 310,000 a million share, a million cars a quarter. And if you go 10 years, they're going to be doing something like 5 million cars a quarter. So here you are doing 310,000 cars, and people saying a few thousand more, a few thousand less. I'm thinking about in 8 or 10 years. This is 20 million car company. You expect to still be an investor in 8 to 10 years, yes. Are you selling any more shares on periodically? If people say, if it gets crazy big relative to the size of the fund right now, that I own 1 million quarter shares for our firm in the company. I have not sold a single share of that. Ron Barron is a big fan of Tesla. In a previous interview, the Tesla bull suggested that investors ignore short-term setbacks and concentrate instead on the automaker's long-term prospects. This may be the most important advice that Tesla investors can receive at this time. Unquestionably, since its 2010 IPO, Tesla has developed into a story stock. As of April 6 of this year, a $10,000 investment made in the vehicle during its IPO dates will be worth approximately $1.16 million, or roughly 100 times the initial investment. What this means for Tesla enthusiasts is something we'll soon find out. Hello everyone, happy return to Tesla tomorrow. Barron has a significant amount of Tesla stock, and it is clear that he is not at all prepared to sell his stake in the automaker. Despite the market's extreme volatility, the Tesla bull reiterated his willingness and ability to own Tesla shares for 8 to 10 years. With a stake of more than $300 million in Tesla, Ron Barron is a fervent supporter of the automaker. About 12.8% of his company Barron Capital's total assets under management, or roughly $6.2 billion, were invested in Tesla as of April of last year. Will Tesla weather the heat from escalating competition and challenging market conditions, or will this growth narrative continue? Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe, and enable notifications if you would want to be updated on all things Tesla. Let's see what Ron Barron has to say about this. Historically, the billionaire investor has sought to invest in businesses with average annual revenue growth of more than 15%. Additionally, he searches for companies that actively reinvest in their operations, seeing this as a positive indicator of continued expansion. Barron is especially fond of leisure stocks because he believes they will have significant upside potential in the coming years. His optimism about a future market and economic revival is what drives his investment philosophy. The Tesla bull acknowledged that the performance of the stock market in 2018 was not spectacular, although he did characterize it as relative. He went on to say that investors should understand the growth fundamentals of the firm and the reason behind their investment in a specific stock. According to Barron, investors might want to think about placing a wager on businesses that have a competitive advantage, that is, businesses that make it harder for rivals to compete with them. Even in the EV and general automotive industries, Tesla has a significant competitive edge, which may be the reason Ron Barron is so fond of the business and its shares. According to recent statements from the company, Tesla is committed to ongoing product development using innovative engineering and manufacturing techniques that have further enhanced its capacity to provide the greatest product at a price that leads the industry. A major factor that has contributed to the rise in Tesla's stock price so far this year has actually been its price, the automaker continued, noting that as it exits what has been a turbulent year of supply chain 1500 by November of that year. In spite of a broader market sell-off, Ron Barron observed that demand for Tesla remains strong throughout the next 10 years. Tesla is poised to emerge as the world's most lucrative and sizable enterprise. According to Bull, Tesla vehicles are the safest in the planet, and in a few years, the company may surpass all other global profit margins. Despite the challenging market conditions throughout the years, he has remained bullish on Tesla and continues to believe that in 10 years, SpaceX, Tesla's sister business, will be the only company able to challenge the company. According to Barron, Tesla will eventually grow to produce 20 million cars annually or 5 million cars every quarter. The combined scale of Tesla's car industry and that of Toyota and Volkswagen, the two biggest automakers in the world today, will be approximately equal. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, is still very popular with Ron Barron, who has expressed in the past that he doesn't think much of Musk's decision to invest in Twitter, and that if it becomes a distraction, he believes that Musk's investment is helping his overall marketing, and that the CEOs of Tesla and Twitter will continue to focus on the important things. At its first annual event since 2019, Barron Capital recently hosted an interview with Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, in front of 5,000 investors at the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City. During the discussion, which took place in the midst of a challenging year for the stock market overall, Barron reiterated his optimism in Tesla by focusing on the future rather than the here and now. Ron Barron has consistently shared his long-term Tesla projections. In his assessment of Tesla, the manufacturer will be able to produce 1 million cars every quarter in 4 years, and in 10 years, it may reach 1 million cars every quarter. While he reiterated that Tesla CEO Elon Musk believes that the Tesla bot will be bigger than the car business, Barron also noted that there are many things happening at Tesla that make it difficult to keep up with the company, despite his seeming modesty regarding revenue. Barron stressed that this bull case relies solely on Tesla's revenue from its EVs and does not include the other areas the company is working on. He excluded Tesla's robots, autonomous vehicles, and even the battery business. ARK Invest itself stated that Tesla's vertical integration strategy and Dogo training supercomputer are key competitive advantages. While many investors view Tesla through the lens of a traditional automotive company, this is far from the case. Instead, some market participants argue that Tesla should be treated as a technology company with automotive exposure. In the long run, Tesla's AI footprint can also be a big booster for the stock. Ron Barron is not even including this in his valuation. The CEO of Barron Capital Management, which is presently one of Tesla's top investors, is Barron, and the asset management company continues to be bullish on Tesla, even if the company's share price is consistently declining. Ron Barron previously revealed that he has received backlash for his extreme optimism on the automaker. He claims that even though his company is receiving a lot of flack for holding such a big portion of its assets in just one stock, he still believes in Tesla. Barron disclosed that his company's profits surpassed his $380 million investment in Tesla by a factor of 20. In an interview, the Tesla bull made this revelation and added that Barron Capital Management has been a shareholder in Tesla since the company's stock was expected to reach $40 per share, making almost $6 billion in profits to date. Since then, the stock expert has maintained a positive position in Tesla, having initially invested in the business through Barron's holdings and his clients, Barron Capital, back in 2014. The billionaire owns a combined about $4 billion stake in Tesla. Ron Barron has been one of Tesla's largest shareholders for years, and he has no plans to change that. The stock investor recently told CNBC that he thinks that Tesla's high-flying stock has much more room to run, and that he plans to continue holding on to the company's stock for at least 8 more years. He said, "I think we're gonna make 3, 4, 5 times our money on Tesla from here. I think for Tesla, this is the very beginning of what they're doing." Barron is optimistic about the future for Tesla, whether or not it's going to be bright or dark, and huge returns for its investors in the future are also on ice. Interestingly, just as he is bullish on Tesla, he's also bullish on its sister company SpaceX, previously disclosing that he'd added another $100 million to his holdings on the spaceship company. Do you think Ron Barron is right about Tesla? Let us know down below. And don't forget to tell us what your valuation on Tesla is. And if you want to know more about what Tesla's been up to over the last few days, go ahead and click on this next video on your screen. See you there.